Hi there, Corinne Sutherland here to show you a really fun technique using just water-based dye inks and a bottle of water. I'm going to start with just my piece of paper, and I'm going to start with the color blue. This is from Stampin' Up! Pacific Point. I'm going to start, because it's such a dark color, I'm going to start off of my paper and work my way on in a circular motion, because I don't want the really dark sponge spots. I want to kind of try to blend this as best as I can. In my picture tutorial, I used Memento inks, but I do actually like the Stampin' Up! Inks better for this technique. Of course, you can use whichever ones you have. Now I'm going to use the Daffodil Delight, and I flip my paper over, or turned it around, I guess, and I'm doing the bottom portion now with the yellow. This pad's a little dry, so it's going to take a little bit more effort to get the color that I want. Okay, now I want to use the pink, which is the Rosebud, and I'm going to start off my paper again, but I'm going to actually go to the middle of my piece of cardstock, because that's where I want to add the pink color. And the nice thing about adding the pink is that you can get a couple different colors by mixing that in with the yellow and the blue. So I've got a little bit of an orange going on here towards the yellow, and then I have purple. This pad is also very dry. Times for some re-inkers. But it does give you a really neat effect. Even as is, you could just stamp your images right on there and just leave it as is. But I'm going to just show you something fun that you can do to give it a different look. The next thing I'm going to do is stamp my images with VersaFine Onyx Black. And the images come from these two sets from Sweet and Sassy Stamps. This is His Child, and this one is called Nature Silhouettes. You can see they've been well loved. And I'm just going to ink up the stamp, and then stamp my image. And then stamp my grass. Basically just across the bottom of the sheet. And you can add more if you want to make it fuller. And then just finally my sentiment. And the reason I'm using VersaFine, well, I love VersaFine for all of my sentiments and my silhouette stamps. It just gives a real crisp image. But also, because we're going to be spritzing this with water, the VersaFine will not run when spritzed with the water. Whereas if you would use a dye-based ink, the water would react and then you'd have a run, and you wouldn't want that. Okay, so now I'm going to just kind of let this dry just a smidge, and then I'm going to spritz this with couple spritzes of water. It's just water from, you know, in a spray bottle. And you can see what is happening here. It just gives you these neat water spots. And then you just let that dry. And if you wanted to add more, you know, once it's dried a little bit and you can really see all the spots that are going to be there, if you wanted to add more, you could take the water and spritz it again. But basically, that is it. And then you use that to finish off your card. And like I said, this one, you can see the colors are richer. I used just because of the different inks that I used. But you can see the water spots in this finished card as well. And then here's another card that my good friend Janet Olin made. It really turned out pretty. So I hope you'll give it a try. It's a really fun technique.